All right, this one's going to be a little bit different. This is not going to be a reaction to anything that Rio sent me, but Rio did want me. He's been hearing me with some new information, and he like, Dad, I've never heard that. That might be a good thing to put into a video. So we decided to do this little section on some basic do's and don'ts of knee replacement. All right. So you have knee replacement. Okay. The question is, why did you have the knee replacement? I had the knee replacement because of arthritis and pain. Fine. Fine. Think, what were you doing before the knee replacement? What was your capacity? What was your ability? What was your range of motion? All right? And let's call that pre-knee replacement condition. All right? Then we have the post-knee replacement condition, which is to try to get to, listen to this, to try to get you to pre surgery conditions. All right? Now, here's the caveat. So you have the knee replacement. What you expect, you're going to have a day in the hospital. You're going to go home with pain medication. This is worse than hips. I've had 2 hips done. They told me this is worse than the hips. And I'm like, come on, man. I've done 2 hips. At 2 months, I was pushing the navigator. I'll be pushing the navigator at 2 months. Negative. They are right. The knee replacement is much harder than the hip. Okay? So start with that one. So forget if you did hips and you were, whatever, or you did an ACL and you were at 9 months or at 9 weeks, you were doing an SAQ camp like I was. Don't think you're going to have that with your knee replacement. You're not. This is a slow burn. Okay. And with that being said, what do you look for? Okay. The first week, you're just managing pain. You're walking with the walker. I walked with the walker really about 4 days, 5 days maybe. At day number 6, I was walking next to the walker because I said, I'm going to kill myself with this thing. And it's not that I wanted to man up, it's that I didn't like the way I was handling the walker. And it was getting in the way of shit. I'm going to hurt myself. Well, I'm going to destroy my house with this. So I started walking slowly without the walker, probably before the first week was up. But I was very careful. I was very careful to go heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe, and tried not to limp, because you have to think about anything you do will create a neural loop, a neural habit, and you will carry that neural habit onto later. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is control inflammation. Make sure that the don't get infected. Make sure that you follow your doctor's advice. They don't want you to get it wet. They had a pump on my leg with an electrical pump that I couldn't get rid of for, I think was 10 days. So they didn't want me to shower. And I said, bullshit. I said, bullshit. I'm going to shower. So I said, I think I can get away with this if I saran wrap it. So I saran wrapped the leg all the way up to my crotch, down to my calf. I jumped in the shower and it was all good. I didn't get anything wet because that vacuum is there to keep the wound dry and from getting infected. So you want to control inflammation. That's number 1. You want to control infection. That's number 2. Okay? And then you want to start working on your range of motion. All right. Pay attention to your gait. Pay attention to your habits that you're forming. All right? You're better off doing light rehab 3 times a day, 2 times a day, than one hard rehab where you're trying to gain range of motion every day. Because that, I feel, will inflame you. It swells you up, and then now you're screwed. So I like easy hits throughout the day, and I think the frequency helps you too. All right? So 3 times a day is better than one heavy, and work on your extension and your flexion. Do not rest for a long period of time with your knee bent, especially if you're laying down. Don't put anything underneath the knee. You got to put something underneath the ankle so gravity brings the knee down, and you try to restore your extension. Key, restore extension, because that's immensely important in the gait. When you bring your foot forward into a lock position and you heel strike. If not, you start stomping, okay? Which is what I'm doing right now to a very small degree. All right, so work on extension, and then the flexion will come. But work on that extension. I think the extension is more important than the flexion. All right, and now at about week number 5, some people do it at 3, some people do it at 4, some people do it at 6 or 7. But for me, it was 5. For you, it could be 6. No problem. You will be between 5 and 6 weeks out. You will be to where you were before the surgery. Key, before the surgery. So if you have full range of motion, okay, before the surgery, you should be very close to full range of motion at week 5, 6, 7, 4, right in there. Do not compare yourself to anybody. Compare yourself to you, where you were yesterday. Are you getting better? You know how you're getting better? All of a sudden you can get in the car without launching yourself into the passenger seat. All of a sudden, you know what? Here you go. If you can sit on the toilet with both feet in your underwear, you're getting better. Because when you come out of surgery, you take your underwear out, one leg is straight, the other one's bent, you're holding onto the counter or to the toilet, and you ease yourself down. Eventually, you'll go, oh shit, wait a minute, I didn't have to take my underwear out. Those are the little things that are telling you that you're getting better, okay? So, so that's it. Get your flexion. The flexion will come, but get your extension first. Do not compare it to anyone other than yourself. And here you go. Here's the kicker. And here's where I'm at. My surgeon wasn't happy with my recovery, okay? And why wasn't he happy with my recovery? Because he's comparing it to people who came in with full range of motion pre-surgery. They just had worn out knees and they had pain, you know? So I didn't do that. I came into the operation without full extension. I was at minus 3, 4, 5, depending on the day. And I didn't have beyond 95 degree of flexion. I could barely sit for 3 hours at an arena to watch the Panthers because my knee would go on fire because I couldn't keep it flexed enough to accommodate those little small seats. So I got to pre-surgery rehab in 5 weeks. I got to minus 5, minus 3, minus 5, and a 90 to 95 degree flexion in 5 weeks. But here's the deal. I want 110 degrees. I want 120 degrees. That's the whole reason that I had the operation. Okay, well, I had pain and dysfunction too, but that's one of the main reasons that I was like, let's go, because I want that 120. All right, and I want that full extension because I want to be able to walk normally instead of walking without full extension. So what my orthopod didn't think of, I didn't think of, so I was depressed. He's not happy. Joe here from IHP said, wait a minute, we're already where you were before rehab. Now we're going after function that you have not had for 15 years. For 15 years, you were not extending your knee fully, and you were not flexing it past 95. So you've got shortened tendons, ligaments, neuromuscular shortening on the hamstrings and on the quads. You've got tissue and neural adaptations that keep you locked in. Oh, you want to go after that? Well, my friend, that may be, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 month jaunt with probably pain every day because you're going to have to break through tissues. You're going to have to break through neural adaptations. So nobody thinks of this and nobody told me anything of this. But this is the truth. If you're going for pre-surgery adaptations, it may take you a long time. It may take you a long time. Right before surgery, no problem. But 10 years before surgery, you want to get that shit back? That's a long journey. And I'm in for the long journey. I understand it's going to be painful, and I understand it's going to be months. So that's where we're at. So those are the do's and don'ts of knee replacement, okay? But one thing is certain. If you're dedicated to it and you do a little something every day, you will get there. No need to be a hero. No need to suffer immense pain any one day. Suffer a little bit for the long haul. And your body will give it to you. Just ask for it. Don't demand it.